Hey, 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 how are you? It's Deanne. Happy Tuesday. Today, I want to talk a little bit more about our thoughts in our head. I talked a little bit about that last week, and I want to just delve in a little bit more. So, I want you to think about your barriers. Like when you set a goal, or when somebody asks you to do something, or you say, I am going to exercise 4 days a week. What is that barrier that stops you? What keeps coming up to prevent you from excelling, from reaching your goals, from being the best you? It is probably the same thing that comes up over and over again, but it could be like three different things, but kind of all around that same thought. So it's really important for you to kind of figure out, what that barrier is. So it's kind of nice to just kind of stop yourself and think. Like if you know you want to work out one day, and then that time comes up, and then what is it that you say to yourself to prevent you? What is that justification that prevents you from doing what you previously said you were going to do? For a lot of people, it's time. I just don't have time. So I want to kind of delve into this a little bit more. So, what does your supervillain, that negative voice inside your head, keep telling you? Like I said before, last week, we have two voices in our head: the supervillain, who tries to keep us safe, and then the superhero, who wants us to excel and be our very best. The supervillain kind of keeps us in prison, kind of stops us from moving forward, from taking risks, from being, the person that we were meant to be. Um, and that's a sad thing. And we tend to listen to our supervillain so much more than our superhero. We tend to push our superhero back and let our supervillain take over, which should not happen. So we kind of have to practice strengthening that superhero so we listen to it more, we believe it more, and we can push away the supervillain. All right. So just remember that the supervillain keeps you in your comfort zone. Yeah, it may be comfortable, but is it fun? Is it exciting? Does it make you happy? It's kind of complacency. It's kind of like when you're in a relationship with somebody and you know that's not the right person and you really should get out of the relationship, but you just like, it's better than nothing. I'll just be complacent and I'll just stay in this relationship. That's kind of what the supervillain does to you. It doesn't allow you to really push yourself to be happy, and to reach the goals that you want, to reach those outcomes. So you can't excel in your comfort zone. You must take risks. This is what I go over with so many of my patients and clients. You can't make a change in either your health or your happiness without changing something. You can't just keep doing exactly what you're doing. And unfortunately, that's what everybody wants to do, because we do. We have that safe comfort zone where we feel happy and safe, and it's not uncomfortable, it's not a risk, there's no fear there, so that's where people wanna stay, and that's perfectly fine if that's where you wanna stay. But if you're looking to be a better person, to be healthier, to be happier, to reach specific goals, to have this outcome in your life, then you are gonna have to make changes and you're gonna have to take risks. All right. So, number one, identify what that barrier is. And it might be hard for you. That's where I come into play. It's much easier for someone else to kind of listen to what you're saying, see what you're doing, and identify your barrier. But you may be able to do it on your own. What it is it's think about it this way. This is an example. Say you want to work out 4 times a week because your goal is to lose 10 pounds, in the next month or 2 months. So when say you put on your calendar, you're going to work out at 5 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And one of those days comes up and that it's 4:45 and it's coming up, time to exercise. What do you tell yourself? Are you excited? Are you putting your clothes on? Are you ready? And you're like, I can't wait for this exercise, this workout. It's going to be great. I can't wait to have that flat stomach and be able to wear my bikini and look amazing. Or are you saying to yourself, oh, I just don't have time. You know what? I don't feel very good today. Oh, you know what? I got to go pick up the kids. I really need to go to the grocery store. We don't have anything for dinner. So what is it that comes up for you? What's that barrier? It could be time. And time is one of those things that, we're gonna debate it. We're gonna look at it and ask if it's true. And then it could be that you're like, "Ugh, this isn't gonna work for me anyway. This is too hard. I don't feel like working out. It's just too hard. And you know what? In 2 months, I'm probably not gonna lose the weight anyway." So you're just completely tearing yourself down. So once you kind of figure out what that barrier is for that particular goal that you're trying to reach, I always say sit down and write down what's going through your head. Write down what the actual barrier is and then question it. Is it true? Because most of the time, I will tell you what the supervillain tells you is absolutely not true. It may be something that you created back when you were like 6 years old, 9 years old, and it was this belief around something that happened to you on the playground or in a family gathering or something. But when you look at it now, it really doesn't make sense anymore. So we have to kind of dissect it and pull it apart. So write it down. Question, is it true? I don't have enough time. Well, granted, there's only a certain amount of hours in the day, but if you find that at 5 o'clock every day you're telling yourself you don't have time to exercise, then you just need to change the time. You need to exercise in the morning first thing where you can't come up with an excuse. It's the very first thing you do in the morning before anything else. And it's going to make you feel absolutely amazing. You're going to be burning calories for the next 2 to 4 hours. It's the best thing you can do. And you just have to make that decision. You have to choose what you want. If you truly want that goal, then you have to choose how you're going to do it. And again, that's where somebody else can come into play. Sometimes you just can't figure out what the action plan is. You just don't know what you need to do. And that's when you can reach out to somebody like me and I can help you with that. But it's always nice to question it because you might not have time at 5 o'clock every day, but there's certainly time in the day for you to exercise on the weekends. You can start slow, you can increase up. You need to be doing something that you actually like to do. So it's not hard work. It's not exercise, which we all, many people think is yucky and we don't like it. So we just need to look at it in a different way. So you can say, is it true? If something else comes up like, oh, I'm never going to be able to do this. Well, that's absolutely not true. Look back at pictures. You probably have pictures of you where you were 20 pounds less. And so it's possible for you to be 20 pounds less. You just need to create a routine and to stick to the routine. So question your barrier. And then what I love to say is you've got your notebook out, you're questioning that, and then you want to create 3 positive thoughts to kind of shut down that one barrier thought. So I don't have enough time. Okay. There's many hours in the day. I can get up bright and early. I would feel better if I exercised in the morning. I will make time for this outcome. I will make time to reach this goal that is so important to me. Just something positive, some mantra, some statement, something that you can write down that just overrides that negative statement. So when that negative statement comes back up the next day or the next week, then you have these positive statements that will also pop into your head. And that can really, really help you get over this negativity. And secondly, I would say is just create more love in your life. Stop watching the news. Stop watching shows that are all about death. Stop scrolling through your social media that talks all about negativity. Just take the negativity out of your life to produce more positive things in your life. You cannot surround yourself with negativity and expect to be happy and healthy. It's absolutely impossible. It's the energy. No way. All righty. So hopefully this has helped. Please reach out to me. I will put a link down. You can DM me. You can message me below. You can make a breakthrough call with me if there's something specific you want to talk about, because it's always much easier to have somebody to keep you accountable, to somebody to help you create a plan, and maybe somebody to help you actually figure out what that barrier is. But it is time. It is time for you to be that wonderful, healthy, happy person that you've always wanted to be. Why not now? The more you put it off, the harder and harder it's going to be, the unhealthier you're going to get, um, all of those things. All righty. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in a couple of days. Bye bye.